John, right now, as you're looking at the situation around here, things are relatively calm on this street corner. This was ground zero, and it has turned into a Baltimore police precinct, for lack of a better term. So far, though, the community has not really had a chance to react to this Washington Post report that Freddie Gray, who was tackled after running from the police and put into a prisoner transport van, somehow injured himself inside that van. According to the Washington Post, one of the other prisoners who was inside the van you see him being loaded into right now heard Freddie Gray banging his head against the inside of the van. And because of the way these vans are partitioned off, there's no way for the prisoners to see each other. So there's no way to corroborate this evidence from Freddie Gray's other prisoner inside, but it was conceivably a very significant part of this investigation, if true. That's part one. Part two, we're hearing the investigation into Freddie Gray's death will not be made public later this week, but rather turned over to the state's attorney's office by Baltimore police. It's one of the big points of contention out here on the street. One of the big points of contention we heard last night out on the street as curfew came around 10 o'clock. People were saying, why has it been so long since we have got any answers? And to that point, Congressman Elijah Cummings came out on the street with a megaphone telling everyone to go home, go home, go home. And most of the time they did. And by 10 o'clock, there was a lot of riot police. There was Congressman Cummings and not many in the way of protesters. The questions going forward, though, are these. What actually happened to Freddie Gray, and is the community going to be happy with any answers? The folks we have talked to out on the street say they are clearly angry and they are willing to wait for justice, but not wait for justice forever. And if at some point these officers are cleared and there are no charges brought in the death of Freddie Gray, the violence we've seen over the past couple of days would pale in comparison to the community response if the state's attorney comes back and goes down the rabbit trail, if you will, that this Washington Post article has started, that somehow it was Freddie Gray who caused his own injuries and his spinal cord to be severed, rather than the police officers who they feel, at least here in this community, should be held accountable. Back to you.
All right, Leland Vittert reporting live from Baltimore. Leland, thank you.